Hey guys, how are you doing? Happy Valentine's. This is Amy Dove, the Keto Queen. I hope you're having a great day. We are making dinner tonight, and it is another delicious cream sauce that we love with pork chops. So I'm excited to cook it for you guys tonight. As you're jumping on, let me know where you're watching from. And if you're doing anything special for Valentine's, I'd love to know it. You may be doing something so special that you're not even watching tonight. I hope that you had a great day. I love Valentine's Day. And Ricky, what he did for me is he built a bookcase. He put together a bookcase for me, and that was perfectly good for me. So we are making a new cream sauce that I love with pork chops. It's actually a basil cream sauce. So I wanted to show you guys, I've done a couple of different sauces over the last few days because I wanted to show you that you can use some of the same ingredients but make delicious, different tasting meals. A lot of people ask me, like, how in the world are you still cooking this way? You use the same ingredients. I'm like, all you have to do is change it up a tiny bit and it actually tastes different. So that's what we're doing tonight. We're starting off with some onions. I've got some chopped onions, and I did a half of an onion. You can use as much or as little as you want to. Hey, Vicky, how are you? She don't see me. Hey guys, happy Valentine's. How are you doing today? I'd love to know where you're watching from and if you did anything special for Valentine's. I'm thinking me and Ricky might do something special on Sunday for Valentine's because this week has just been really, really busy. So maybe Sunday me and Ricky will celebrate some Valentine's together. He's really being loud behind me. Y'all hear all that racket? All right, he's getting him some water, and I bet he's fixing me a water. He did. He fixed me a water. He's so sweet. Look at this sweet, handsome man over there. Let me see if I can pick this thing up. Yeah, he's making the racket, but he's fixing me some water, so I'm okay with that. I hope you guys are having a good one. So let's talk about this cream sauce. The first thing we're doing is sauteing some onions. So I started this dish with 1 tablespoon of butter and 1 tablespoon of avocado oil. So that changes up the flavor just a little bit. And then we went ahead and salt and peppered and went ahead and sauteed some pork chops. So we've got our pork chops over here ready to go back into the dish at the end. And we took that same butter and avocado oil and we added some onions. So I've got a piece of an onion. Ricky just said it was a quarter onion. It was a half of a half. So we are going to now, those onions are looking really pretty. They're brown. We're going to go ahead now and take it off the heat for a second. I'm going to check my side dish because I don't want to cook this too super fast. Let me check on it real quick. Oh yes, they're smelling delicious. Let me just show you what we're doing. We're doing some roasted Brussels sprouts tonight, and they are looking really good. I am going to stop for just a second and add a little bit of avocado oil to my Brussels sprouts because I can look at them and tell that they're a little parched. So when you roast your vegetables, you always want to make sure that you heavily drizzle with avocado oil, and sometimes you just don't do enough at the front. So with the Brussels sprouts, I don't normally toss them around. I like to keep them face side down so that they start to brown on the bottom. So if I flip these over, they're probably really, really hot. If I flip these over, they should start to, yeah, it's not even brown yet. I can tell that's not ready. But they will brown, which just makes them more super delicious. So I love Brussels sprouts. All we're doing is we cut them. We wash them, of course. We cut them in half, and we seasoned with salt and pepper, heavily drizzled with avocado oil. I put just a little bit more on there because they look like they're a little parched, and I'm going to put them back in the oven on 350. And the good thing about this dish is while those are roasting, we can cook our sauce, and if it gets too thick, we can always lighten it up with a little splash of what am I using in this? Beef broth. We're using beef broth in this one, so I can just splash a little bit of beef broth or splash a little bit of water will be perfectly fine to keep this sauce perfect until those Brussels sprouts are done. So I'm going to come over here in just a second and read your comments. If you're new to my page, I would love for you to put getting started in the comments so I can send you information on how to get started eating this way that I am. I'm eating, it's really a flexible keto or even low carb. Just depends on how many carbs you allow yourself a day. But I want to give you some simple tips that will help you create success quickly and long-term, sustained benefits. So if you are interested in that and you're new to my page, put getting started in the comments and I will send you some info. Now I just added some garlic because you guys know I love garlic. I love garlic, and I'm using fresh garlic. If you want to, you can just use the garlic powder later, because we are going to add a little bit of garlic powder to this as well. So look at that. I mean, it smells so good over here. It's a little bit of a chopped onion and some fresh garlic. It smells so good. Now, I'm going to go ahead now and add my beef broth. I've got a half a cup of beef broth and a full cup of heavy cream. Full cup of heavy cream, half cup of beef broth this time. We're going to add that in there, and I've got some seasonings we're going to use. So I'm going to use a full teaspoon of basil. This is a basil cream sauce. So if I can open it, I love my little fresh packs. I know I got my little fresh packs. You know what? I think I got one open. Basil. Oh, it's old. No, that one's pretty old. I thought it was fresh. All right, so I've got some fresh basil. You don't have to use fresh basil if you don't want to, but I mean, it's so delicious. So I'm going to do a teaspoon of fresh basil into this sauce. That's a part of the seasoning. And I'm going to do a teaspoon of garlic powder straight into the sauce. Now, guys, this recipe is in the post. So as soon as I finish this live video, you'll see the recipe link. So you don't have to remember all this if you don't want to. But the great thing is all of these recipes are so easy. There's very few ingredients, so it really is easy to remember or to jot them down. So we are going to turn this up a little bit to get it simmering. Again, I have the butter and the oil that was left over from the onion. Or I'm sorry, the butter and the oil that was left over from the pork chop. We added a little bit of onion. I used half of an onion. And then we sauteed that onion until it started to turn brown. And then we added a little bit of minced garlic. You can use as much or as little as you want. I love fresh minced garlic. So we put that in there. And when the onion and the garlic started to smell amazing, we added two things. Now we added a couple of things. We added a half cup of beef broth. Look at that. And a full cup of heavy cream. We added a teaspoon of basil, fresh basil. I love these little fresh packs. Love them. They're so cool. You just open it up. And look, I've got a teaspoon out and I'm done. So I'm going to put the top right back on it and put it in the refrigerator. And it will stay fresh for a little while. And then it just slowly dries out. It does have an expiration date, but you just keep it in the fridge and you can use it as it's turning to dry. So a teaspoon of basil. We did a teaspoon of garlic powder. And now we're just going to simmer this. So it just started boiling. I'm going to turn it down on low heat. We're going to let this simmer, I don't know, a few minutes at least. I'd say until it starts to thicken up. And we're going to add two more things. And then we're done with the sauce. What we're going to add is a cup of Parmesan cheese. And we're going to do 2 tablespoons of fresh parsley. So fresh or dried's fine, but we're going to add parsley. So we got basil, we got parsley, we got garlic, we got the onion. Like, this is going to be so delicious. So, I don't know where I went, Vicki. All right, I'm fixing to check and see if you guys have questions for me. Let me put this in the fridge. Let me put my beef broth up. Tonight we're using beef broth instead of chicken broth. Chops, I thought they were all the way done, but I'm looking at them over here and I'm like, you know what, they could probably be cooked for a few more minutes. So we're going to let this start to simmer, and I'm going to add that pork chop right into this sauce. Instead of putting them in the air fryer or putting them back in the skillet, I'm going to put them right into this sauce and let them simmer right along with the sauce. But we're not done yet. We want to add Parmesan, and we want to add the 2 tablespoons of parsley. So I'm going to let this simmer for a few minutes, and then we're going to add the pork chops right in there. So let me see what questions you guys have. Happy Valentine. I did take off my Valentine heart sweater for dinner because that is a really cute sweater, and it's got all these sparkles and sequins on it. So I didn't want to get grease on it because I know it would be hard to wash. So I did take that off, but I'm still wearing my heart earrings. I had a great Valentine at work. All right. Thank you, Brandy. Hey, Karen, how are you? She made her husband a Valentine chocolate cake. Aw, that is so sweet. And it was a keto one. Oh, Karen, that is so awesome. We'd love to have that recipe so we could all share. I'm actually thinking about doing a little molten lava cake here tonight for me for Valentine's to have a little sweet treat. Gina says, can I add a little almond milk to the nats? Absolutely. Yeah, you can add a little, the almond milk, the unsweet almond milk. you can definitely use. I like to use it in the protein drinks, but you absolutely can add some unsweet almond milk is what the best. If you want to use regular almond, you can, but I'm going to recommend unsweet almond. Can I use chicken broth? Patty, I think you can use chicken broth in this, and I think it'll be just fine. Hey Pam, how are you? I'll be glad to help you. If you would like some getting started tips, put getting started in the comments and I can send you some tips on how to make some simple changes that are truly going to make impact. They're so simple. It's things I started with and still follow today. Anytime I ever question something, I just go back to, what are my simple tips? Like, you're helping people just like you did in the beginning, so get back to it, and I follow those same things. So look, this is not thick, but it's starting to thicken up. So I'm going to go ahead and add my pork chopper right in here because I want them to cook just a few more minutes. Some of them are a little thicker than the others. The really thin one I'm going to leave out. I'm just going to let this simmer right in there with that sauce. Now, I would suggest you go ahead and cook them all the way through. Whoop, Ricky just dropped some nuts. These two are completely done. Those are really thin. So I would suggest you go ahead and let them cook all the way so you don't have to add them back. It just helps you stir the sauce because we don't want it to get thick in one area. But just toss it around, stir your sauce as it's simmering. Now the last two things I'm going to add to this, and then we're literally done, and we're ready for a delicious meal, is we're going to add a cup of Parmesan cheese. So I've got some shredded Parmesan, and we're going to add 2 tablespoons of parsley. And we're going to stir it all up. It is going to taste fabulous. I love this sauce. I've only cooked it like 1 or 2 times in the past. It's been a while. I was going through the recipe blog and I was like, ooh, I haven't made that in a while. Let me show people how to use almost the same ingredients to make things taste completely different. So we've used some chicken broth this week. We've used some beef broth this week. We've used the heavy cream several times this week. But I love sauces to change things up. Now, I like to keep things super simple. So I am perfectly good with just air frying a pork chop or putting a pork chop in the skillet and frying it up with some seasonings. That's perfectly fine. But every once in a while, you want to mix things up so you're not eating the same thing all the time. And these are just really easy ways to do that and keep it low carb. Oh, absolutely, Deanna. I love that question. The Swiss cacao is our sweeter chocolate drink, and I like to use unsweet almond milk. It makes a really good, like a little chocolate treat. I like to drink the uncaffeinated ones later in the afternoon, and they just make you feel so good. The ketones do make me feel great. I'm so happy to hear that, Ellen. I would love to see the plate of food. Well, Sarah, I'm so glad you mentioned that. We actually shared the plates at the end. If they're done cooking. Now these are live videos, so I can't edit and speed up the time or pull out the food out of the oven and it'd be beautiful like an edited video. These are live, so seriously, if my husband walks behind me and Pooch, you are going to hear it. You just heard him drop some nuts over there on the floor. I mean, it is what it is. But what I do, just to make sure everyone sees the plates, is I always post a picture later this evening after we've eaten. Make sure I love the dish. I will post a picture, tell you if there's things I think we can change to make it better, but I give you the recipe again. So the recipe is in this post now as soon as I finish this live video, and then I will take a picture of the plated meal after me and Ricky have our dinner, and then I'll post the recipe again. So you actually have 2 opportunities. First, to see it cooked live, and then also to see the finished product later on the page, unless it finishes while we're watching. And most of the time it doesn't, because I'm waiting on a side dish, or I'm trying to clean up the kitchen, and I don't want to just hang out and wait. Made the chicken dish last night. Oh, that chicken was so good last night, wasn't it? I really enjoyed it. It was a chicken and a mushroom spinach sauce, and it was so good. Oh my goodness, Katrina, y'all give Katrina hearts. She is saying that she's been using these recipes and my cooking ideas to eat healthier, and she is down 26 pounds. Y'all give her some hearts. That is amazing. Thank you for sharing, Katrina. So guys, I know a couple of you just talked about, oh no, oh Maddie, I'm so sorry to hear about your stomach bug. I know a couple of you just was listening to us having a conversation about the ketones. If you didn't see earlier today, we are actually having a Valentine's special. So it's a bundle special. You get 60 servings of ketones. And if you are on our VIP program, you get VIP discounts. and you earn points. It's pretty amazing. If you're not on our ketones right now and you're interested, oh my goodness, send me a message. I would love to get you information because they really are truly amazing. Now, if you follow my page and you saw those messages earlier, go grab your bundle. And I'll be glad to help you guys. If you have questions, send me a personal message about the ketones if you want more info. Okay, guys, this is looking so good. I mean, it's really starting to thicken up. So I'm going to take this pork chop right out. Ooh, I'm going to try to get, you know what? It'll be all right. I'm just going to stack them up. That way I can stir this around really good. Just stack them up. Just stack them up. All right, we're going to stack them up, and we're going to add our last two things. And I need to turn this off because it's really hot. We are going to add a cup of Parmesan cheese. I'm just going to use this same cup that I had my heavy cream in. Oh, look. Well, there we go. I mean, I barely have a cup. So I got a cup of Parmesan cheese. That's all I got. So it's going to have to work. And then we're going to add 2 tablespoons of parsley. All right. All right. We're going to stir this up. Just moving that pork chop over there out of the way. We just stacked them up. Oh my goodness, this looks amazing. Now we know this cheese is going to assist us in thickening up the sauce. If we need to add a splash of water, a splash of heavy cream, or even a splash of the beef broth, we certainly can do that. Oh my goodness, guys, this looks amazing. Let me toss this pork chop over here in it without making a mess. Ooh, man, this looks good. Now I've got 6 pork chops. Let me add my other ones in here. Oh, watch out, puppy dog. Watch out, puppy dog. Now, let me show you this dish. You actually are going to see the finished dish tonight. We're still waiting on our Brussels sprouts to finish up. So I'm going to let this sit over here in a very, very light simmer. And if I have to add a little splash of something to loosen it up, I will, because it will get thick as it continues to simmer. Or I may just turn it off and turn it back on for a fast second when the Brussels sprouts are completely finished. But look at this. I mean, guys, it is a beautiful... You can barely see it. It is a beautiful, smells amazing basil cream sauce to go with pork chops. Now, I think it'll be good with chicken too, but you guys know Ricky is on a chicken strike. So I'm trying to only cook chicken minimal over the next couple of weeks because he is sick to death of chicken. So he told me he is going on a chicken strike. All right, let's see. Any questions really fast? You guys are awesome. I see all those getting started tip requests, so I will send you those getting started tips. Just beginning. Your food looks good. Well, thank you, Candy. I appreciate that. Lynn, send me a message about those ketones because I want to make sure I don't miss anybody. If you're not drinking our ketones yet, guys, you are missing out because they are amazing. They make you feel amazing. They help you with fat loss and appetite control, sleep, better skin, better digestion, like all the amazing things. So send me a message about that. But if you're looking for getting started tips, put getting started in the comments and I'm going to send you some information that also will include ketones. All right, so let me check out those Brussels sprouts real quick. You might see those too. We may be done. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I would say they're done because they are really browning up really good. Let me see if I can stick a fork in them and they will be finished. Oh, watch out, puppies. Watch out, puppies. Watch out, puppies. Oh, got a mess over here. I did not clean up as I went. Oh, they're perfect. Yes, it is dinner time, guys. So I'm going to jump off here and fix our plates. Y'all have a great night, and I will see you all later. Bye.